Today on the dish, ice cream that's both naughty and nice. St. Louis-based Clementines Creamery has won awards and accolades for its sweet, creamy treat that's of the more traditional or nice variety, and for the boozy or naughty stuff. With 5 stores in Missouri and a nationwide following, the only thing that might be richer than the ice cream itself is the story behind its founding and its founder, Tamara Keefe, also known as the Flavor Temptress.
Ice cream, you scream, we all scream for ice cream.
That iconic chant of summer was recorded back in the 1920s. And its message remains frozen in time.
Welcome to Clementines.
For Tamara Keefe, owner of Clementines Creamery in St. Louis, that need for ice cream goes well beyond indulging in it.
Ice cream changed my life as a child, and I think that's why I've been so passionate about it.
The youngest of 5 siblings, Keefe says she grew up in a house full of love, but not a lot of money.
After church one Sunday, I heard other little kids talking about going for ice cream. And of course I got excited, and I ran over to my mom and I pulled on her dress and I said, hey, do we get to go for ice cream? And the answer was no.
But when her mom bought an old ice cream maker at a garage sale, everything changed.
That was the way that we could participate and create that tradition, because my parents couldn't afford to take us all out. Word got out in our church that we were making homemade ice cream. So all of these families started asking if they could come to our house. One family would bring the milk, another family would bring the cream. Like, everyone kind of came together and brought different things. We made ice cream as a family after church our whole life growing up, all the way through until when my mom passed away. And then I kind of took over the tradition. So I have super happy memories of my mom. Sorry.
That's okay. There's a lot of emotion in it.
Yeah. But it's really powerful to me.
There you go.
To me, ice cream, it's the one thing that so many people have so much emotions tied into. It's a total equalizer.
Ice cream, Keefe says, even taught her to think differently and try new things. She became the first in her family to go to college.
I had worked my way up out of business school, worked for some Fortune 100 companies. I ended up running a $70 million business, and I ended up in the food industry of all things. I had the dream job. I had the dream career. I was making more money in a year than my dad did in 20. And it's funny, sometimes you get there and it's not all that it's cracked up to be.
At age 38, while on a girls' trip, Keefe had an epiphany.
I just broke down and I said, I am miserable. And I was so lonely. My really close girlfriend turns to me and she says, quit. And I said, what would I do? And my other girlfriend turns to me and she's like, you're always complaining our neighborhood doesn't have an ice cream shop, and you make the best ice cream in the world. She's like, why don't you open an ice cream shop? And so literally that weekend, we wrote my business plan, put together my deck, ran my financials, and 2 weeks later I resigned.
Weren't you scared?
I was more scared to not change my life and to continue being unhappy.
Keefe took her corporate-built savings and bet on herself, launching Clementines Creamery.
My approach to Clementines was, I am going to do things different. I am going to make ice cream the way it was made 50, 75 years ago. I'm going to open a micro creamery.
And there are people who are saying, I don't know what a micro creamery is. I know what a microbrewery is. What's a micro creamery?
So think microbrewery for beer, but for ice cream.
In the simplest terms, the ice cream is made in small batches by real people. A process we got to see and be a part of at Clementine's St. Louis-based kitchen.
It's usually 2 people because we're moving quick and we go between machines.
Got it.
It has to be all natural, and anything in it, like the gooey butter cake here in one of Clementine's signature flavors, has to be handmade. The ice cream also has to have less than 30% air mixed in.
That might be a little too much.
So can I go back in?
Yep.
What a shock that I put maybe too much in there.
And contain more than 16% butter fat. Numbers that may be tough to digest until you take a taste.
I mean, I'm a kid all over again. It's amazing.
And so the butter fat is what coats your tongue and allows the flavor to linger in your mouth. It creates a super satiating effect.
I'm not sharing. I'm not sharing with anybody.
Clementine's flavors take you on a sensory journey. Salted cracker caramel and Italian butter cookie.
3 different kinds of crackers, chunks of deliciousness.
Oh my God.
Vegan options, lemon poppy seed and coconut chocolate fudge. There's even a naughty line of ice cream that's alcohol infused.
I mean, that's a Manhattan.
That is a Manhattan. Boozy, beautiful, crisp.
But that's not all. For Keefe, the experience, the emotion she's trying to create for each customer starts even before the first scoop.
We have crafted an experience for people who come into our shops to make it one that's memorable, to make it one that they love. And they open the door and they step over the magic threshold. They take a breath of the fresh waffle cones and they look around and their face brightens and they get a smile on their face.
That's before they even take a bite of ice cream.
It's before they ever take the bite of ice cream because they know once they step over that magic threshold, their life is going to be better than it was before.
Just like Keefe's.
I work harder now than I ever have. I work 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. But it's different because it's mine, and it's my team, and it's my people, and they're my customers.
And there you are. Thank you. Absolutely.
And I'm so proud of what we're doing and what we're building. And what's that old adage? When you do something you love, you never work another day in your life. And that's how I feel about Clementines.
What would your mom think of this?
I think she would be proud. I think so. I think she would be amazed and surprised, I think.
Oh, I think so too.
Yeah, so I brought you guys, we had sent the gooey butter cake that I helped to make. It's all really delicious. And, you know, she knows how expensive something like this can be. She could make more money off of it and chooses to make less because she wants people to be able to try to get this. She wants people to have it. Doesn't mean it's cheap, but, you know.
How do you get small batch into America's hands? I mean,
because you ship nationwide. That's how. And by the way, during the pandemic, the fact that they were already shipping helped them tremendously because they had that business in place, and that's how they got more ice cream
Similar
out.
thing with Plymouth cheese.
Yeah.
And I mean, she nailed it in the piece there, and that is, it's not just the ice cream, it's the experience.
It is.
It was going to those ice cream stands when you were a kid, with your parents, with your family.
And every bite is that way, which I will have.
Maple
melting or not.
bourbon pecan.
Yeah, Manhattan's there too.
Nice.